.1, 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m. just in case you missed that program.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening to you. Happy Eid ul Adha to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Welcome to your nightly newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. Without further ado, let's get to the news in detail. Eclisar Financial and Professional Services, which provides accounting assistance and financial advice for Guyanese businesses, was the only local bidder among 5 companies that have expressed interest in providing consulting services for cost recovery audit and validation for the government's profit oil share from their contract with ExxonMobil for the period 2018 to 2020. The company, which was established back in 2012, is presently being managed by its founder and managing director, Azhar Hanif, a chartered and forensic accountant. The government previously had committed to outsourcing the country's oil revenue, saying that all the costs being claimed by ExxonMobil and its Stabroek Block partners would have to be audited. Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo, during a press conference last year, noted that the audit is essential, as it is one of the things that can affect Guyana's share of the revenue. The cost audit will require the provision of on-the-job training for the employees of GRA, the Office of the Auditor General, and the Natural Resources Ministry, and agencies as directed by the government. In other news, a 44-year-old Arsina Boyle, called Sina, a businesswoman of Lot 35 Castello housing scheme, Georgetown, was yesterday remanded to prison for the unlawful possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Boyle appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. She denied the charges, which alleged that she had a Taurus .32 revolver and 2 live .32 ammunition in her possession. Chief Magistrate McLennan remanded Boyle to prison, and the matter was adjourned to August 1st. According to reports, on the day in question, ranks went to Boyle's home and conducted a search for narcotics, guns, ammunition, and stolen items. However, only the firearm and ammunition was found. In other news, Chairman of the Police Service Commission, Paul Slow, along with other members of the commission, have opted to challenge their suspension order in the High Court, seeking to have it revoked. The application challenging the suspension order was filed yesterday by lawyers Selwyn Peters, Dexter Todd, and Dexter Smart on behalf of the suspended PSC members. The PSC has been suspended since June 16 by President Ali. His move to suspend the PSC was made after 2 showcase notices were sent to Slow and one other commissioner, Clinton Conway, by Prime Minister Mark Phillips. The men, both retired assistant commissioners of the Guyana Police Force, were asked to show cause to Phillips as to why he should not follow the advice of the president to remove them from the PSC. Phillips had done this after Slow, Conway, and others were charged for defrauding the police force of $10 million. Slow was also accused of sexually assaulting a female cop on 3 occasions. In other news, a report that was conducted into the feasibility of the construction of a gas-to-shore energy project in Guyana had recommended that the cheaper financing option for such a project would be for state-owned GPL as against the costlier option of private investors. At least this is according to a report that was commissioned for the provision of consultancy services for the gas-to-power feasibility assessment in Guyana by K&M Advisors. The report was commissioned by the Inter-American Development Bank, which said in the report's executive summary it is assisting the government of Guyana to develop a strategy for the optimal use of indigenous gas sources for power production. And now let's tell you the Guyana Shore Base Incorporated denies the claims that were made by local workers in the company who voiced several issues that they said they were being faced with. In a release yesterday, GYSBI responded to articles carried by Kaieteur News stating that it is not a foreign company and is working hard to improve the lives of its 432 employees and the country of Guyana. Out of the country's 432 employees, 6% are expat employees and the other 94% are local workers, with Guyanese holding many key senior management positions. The company further added that the expat employees who work for GYSBI are individuals who would have spent many years working in the oil and gas industry in many countries across the world and are only hired when specialty skills or experience are contractually or legally required. And now let's tell you, opposition-appointed GCOM commissioners yesterday prematurely left a meeting which was scheduled to discuss the dismissal of CEO Keith Lowenfield, Deputy CEO Roxanne Myers, and Region 4's returning officer Claremont Mingo. Government-appointed Commissioner Sis Gunraj disclosed that Desmond Trotman, Vincent Alexander, and Charles Corbin, the three commissioners who were appointed by the APNU-AFC coalition, prematurely exited the virtual meeting before the matter could be discussed, or a decision could be made. Gunraj said that the panel is now awaiting word from the chairperson of the commission, Claudette Singh, on the way forward. And that's the news of the moment. Thank you for listening. Coming up at 99.